Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I would be reviewing the movie Love in Every Word 2, The Wedding, which you can watch here on YouTube on Omoni Oboli TV. So, of course, this movie is a sequel to Love in Every Word, and here we get to see whether Odogwu gets married to his Achalugo. So now in the movie, we get introduced to Odogwu's family. So we get to see his mom, see his siblings, see where he lives in Anambra and some of his kingsmen. And also in this movie, we get to see because towards the ending of the first one, Achalugo, that's Chioma, left her job, so now she's going to focus fully on her perfume business. And she, of course, opens up her store, and business is good. Her and Odogwu are still doing their lovey-doveyness, all over the place, being cute and whatnot. So now, with her perfume business flourishing, she gets this really, really big deal from an international company. And so do we get introduced to this new guy, Mr. H. Hassan, who happens to be her ex, who pops back into the picture, trying to whether rekindle old flames, and that didn't go down as he had expected. Then with that aside, we now get into full wedding planning mode proper. They pick a date, and wedding planning preparations are in full swing. Then of course something happens that makes Odogwu's mother not want to accept this new wife. She is against the marriage just because she gets informed that she is a bastard. Her father and her mother never got married, and that is like a big shame. And cause of Odogwu is from a very reputable family, so she doesn't want that shame or whatever it is into her family. And also her thinking or believing that Chioma is a gold digger, she's just with her son for his money. And so she's very, very adamant. She's very hell bent on making sure this wedding doesn't happen, basically. So that's when Kata Kata comes in, because of course we know these two people are in love. Her mother, loves Odogwu, and looks at him like the perfect son-in-law, and her friends love Odogwu. So it's just his own mother that is against the wedding. So go watch the movie and see, oh, would they get married, what will happen, or if they get married, how would everything be sorted out. Yeah. So of course, for the actors in this movie, we know Odogwu is played by Uzor Arukwe, and he's a fantastic actor. He did not disappoint, of course. He gave us Odogwu vibes, gave us love in the air vibes. He was really, really intentional in his love towards Achalugo. Then of course, Achalugo Chioma is played by Bambam, who did her thing in this movie. She did well in this movie. Then we get introduced to Odogwu's mother, Mieka, who is played by Patience Osoko. Like, I was so happy to see her in this movie, right? She delivered, like she gave us her usual, like she's an exceptional actor, and she did not disappoint in this movie. Like, of course, knowing that she's in this movie, that no how she's going to be against the marriage. But why? Go watch the movie to see what exactly her reasons were. And she like brought this refreshing energy to the movie, honestly, and it was just so nice to see her on screen like throughout, because we saw her a lot of times in the movie. And when she was stern, when she was strict, when she put her foot down, and to see the respect that she commanded from other members of her community, or her clan, or her family members, or even the men in her family. Like, her word is law, so if she says no, is no, if she says yes, is yes, sort of. Like, she was that um what they call monarch of the family, the pillar of the family, basically. And of course, we get introduced to his siblings. I can't remember their name, the sister and the brother. They did their thing in this movie. And also we get introduced to Mr. H, who is Hassan, who is played by Chris Pato. So he is this ex who ghosted Chioma, and now just pops back in, and things they can just pick up from where they left off. I don't really see the essence of his character in this movie, but that's just by the way he did okay. Then we of course get to see the usual actors that we know from the first movie. We have Chioma's mother Uloma, who is played by Thelma. Then of course her friend Ifi, who is played by Sereme, and the other friend who we didn't get to see, but we just kept hearing her voice on the phone. Ifi really, really, did her thing in this movie. Like, she was just a very genuine friend. Like, her her friendship with Chioma Chalugo was so beautiful to see, despite the whole craziness and what feelings and everything was up in the air. She was still there. She still laughed with her. She still cried with her. She still spoke sense to her, and was a bit of a comfort support system for her. Like, she had good friends, of course. Then we of course get to see Adaku, who is played by Omotunde Adebuwale. So she happens to be, one of the friends of Chioma's mother. So she was, of course, invited in for Ashwebi meeting and, getting your fabrics and all of that. But this woman was the one that was causing havoc. She was so bitter. Like, she wasn't happy with the fact that Chioma's mother was selling fabrics at exorbitant prices, and she wasn't happy that the fact that her daughter was getting married to this wealthy guy, like the guy that everybody wants their daughter to get married to. So she was envious and bitter about it. That was why she went ahead to spew her venom, trying to bring an end to, wedding plan. Yeah, so that is it for the actor. Like, other faces, other familiar faces, of course, you would see in the movie. And they did their thing, they did good in the movie. Now, we know Love in Everyone. Everybody was anticipating, expecting, wanting to see how the wedding would go, wanted to see, their favorite love on screen couple, and excited to see what Mama G will give us in this movie, right? Yes, the love in the movie was sweet, it was cute, but it was a bit dragged. Like, a lot of things seemed dragged, a lot of things seemed unnecessary. For one, right, Mr. H coming into the picture, like, I don't really get it. Like, even when we get to find out that he's an ex, like, it would make sense to us if it was the ex that we were introduced to in the first part. Like, at least that one, the story can flow from there. But it's like we were just dumped this new character on us, and we were just forced to, taking the story, the whole story that they told us of university, and how she was basically would write poems and she would do this and she would do that. And it didn't I didn't really enjoy, seeing this guy in this, because I was trying to understand and connect, and even the way he left the movie. So is it that because Achalugo did not um accept his advances or accept his gift of a G wagon? That was why he pulled up from the deal that he was trying to give her from, the company he was working with. That was just stupid and crazy, because I'm like, okay, so, like, do you get, like, make it make sense? So because she turned you down, you now use that to mess with her business. So that was just upsetting and it was annoying. Like, I didn't really see the relevance for this guy, Mr. H, honestly. And also the whole thing with the sponsors, the partnerships, like the ad, like, it was too much. Like, well, of course, we are so happy that, the first movie got the recognition that it got, but the second movie now seemed like one prolonged ad that we're watching. Is it from the Coke ad that we saw to the MTN ad that Odogwu was doing, where his girl was calling him and he was like, "Let me connect to my MTN." I'm like, "Hey, God, I beg." They did that one. They did, even when we just got to see a lot of Lipton, pig. Like, it was just too much. It was taken away from the movie, honestly, because every time it was like we're just thrown in our face. This is sponsored by this. This is sponsored by this. This is sponsored by this. But it didn't make the movie seem very organic. It didn't, like, I think there are ways they can bring in sponsors into a movie that will make it blend in with the storyline, and like, it's not going to take away from the movie. But in this one, it seemed a bit too much. It was too much. Even the cooking scene that they were doing, uh what's the babe's name? I've forgotten the name. Like, the lady cooking was like, "Get me no cubes." Babe will now bring tray of no. "Get me mama dog cooking oil." Do not bring for the cooking oil. So it was like the thing was just too much. But sure, we're happy that it got the recognition it deserved. We're happy that, these people, supported this movie. But in case of next time, just tone it down a bit. Then now, one thing that was also very disappointing for me was the wedding itself. Like, in the movie, like, the wedding planning was showing, giving us vibes that it's going to be go big or go home. It was like crazy, like a lot of planning. They're getting, is it how many? Is it 30 something soups? Doing this one, doing that one. Their outfits will be eight different outfits. This one, that one. So I'm like, hey, they're going to go crazy with the wedding. Like, even if the movie, like a lot of scenes in the movie were unnecessary. I was like, okay, at least the wedding that will close out with a big bang. Unfortunately for me, maybe some people enjoyed the wedding, but unfortunately for me, the wedding fell short. Like it wasn't giving. Like it wasn't. Is it from the Ashrebi girls, like what they wore, or from the ladies that dancing with the mothers? Like I was expecting so much from the wedding because I'm like, this is the opportunity to splurge. Like this is the opportunity for them to be crazy and give us like proper Odogwu and Achalugo wedding because they gave us the vibe that money is not a big deal. Money is not an issue for Odogwu, but the wedding was just. Eh. So that was something that was a bit disappointing, Sha. Then is it that even with the way it ended, right? So are we going to get a part three? Because now that she was doing wedding dress fitting, and the dress she even picked wasn't it, but that one is sha by the way. But that aside all my yapping about the things I did not like, I sha enjoyed the movie because I love love and I love the chemistry between these two actors, and I love how beautiful they make love seem, and how real you get. Like they will have issues, they will have back and forth, like exes might pop up here and there, and they would have disagreements. Maybe family would seem like an issue, or family would seem like an obstacle, or one thing will shall happen, but it was the way they were able to handle setbacks and handle conflicts and handle disagreements that made their love stronger and made their love story very, very beautiful. And it was also really, really nice how um Odogu came up with this idea of putting Achalugo and his mom in the same space. Let the mother get to know this girl for herself, like make her own honest opinion, not based on what she has been told about this girl. Let her get to meet this girl one on one, and make her decision from there. And anything she would say, he would accept. Like that was really, really smart of him to do. And it was nice that his mom was able to see this girl for who she is, because um there was no room for her to even form or pretend or say she wants to pack it, because she honestly doesn't know what Odogu's mother looks like. So she just saw this lady, and they just sort of connected and had conversations, and everything just flowed from there. So yes, Love in Every Word to the wedding is an interesting watch. Like if you are a lover girl, go and watch it. If you are an Omoni Oboli fan, go and watch it. If you enjoy the first one, check out the second one and let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. How could I forget? Even the performances, they had this guy perform. What's that guy? That guy that sang the Achalugo song now. They had him perform. They had the other guy and Zoro perform. So that was nice. That was nice for them to do. They're bringing that to the wedding was nice. It was interesting. The music, the food, the vibe, the dressing, like of course production quality is top notch, like 10/10 with Omoni Oboli movies, like except nothing but great movie production. Like that one, give it to them. The storyline was also good, but just they could have taken out some things that we did not need to see in the movie. Yes. So, and it was nice that she was able to reconcile with her dad, and at least start working on their relationship and see if anything would come off from it. And also we saw the struggle she had. Like it was of course very difficult for her to choose to like take a step back and not want to go through with the wedding, since it will bring a rift in Odogu's relationship with his mom. Because if his mom says no, and Odogu can be very headstrong, like if he wants to be with this babe, he would be with this babe, regardless of whatever his mom said. And she knew that, so she had to be the bigger person and wear her big girl pants and say the wedding is off. But true love won at the end of the day. True love won, and she was able to prove her love for Odogwu to his mother. Yes. So have you seen Love in Every Word? I think now it's about 10 million views now as of when I'm shooting this video, which is crazy. Like the force, like this movie is a movement. Like go check out the movie if you haven't seen it. Tell me what you enjoyed watching the movie. I think one of the scenes that really got me laughing was the one where Ify was packing the, like during the wedding, Udogu was spraying his wife, and Ify was just packing the money inside her basket, and the way she went about it was just funny. She's just a very interesting character. Even when Choma had given Udogu back the ring, and they were crying and everything was just happening, and she was just dressed like she was mourning somebody. Like, I'm like, it's not that deep. Like nobody died. Even her friend was telling her that why is she doing like she's mourning somebody? Like, calm down. But like that baby is a character. Like she's just one of those friends that would entertain you regardless of the situation that you're going through. And also something else that I do not like, right? This her friend that they were always talking to on the phone. I can't remember her name. The at times when they're having conversations, because the three of them are communicating and getting updated on what's going on in each other's lives. We get to There was a particular scene where we didn't even hear what the babe was saying, and we could just see on the screen what she was saying. That thing was just upsetting. Like it was pinching me. Like I'm like, no, like how could they have missed that? And even the whole thing with the Rotimi's mom is this, Rotimi's mom is that. Like who is Rotimi? When we introduced any Rotimi in the first, like give us context. Like that, it was just. I don't know, like it was doing me somehow. Like every time you just pick up their phone and they're talking, and we're not even getting context of okay, why is she over there? What happened? Why is she there? We just I will call you back. I'll try and make it in time for the wedding and this. That. Watching the movie, right? You will now also get to see how bitter some people can be, how evil and wicked some people can be. The whole thing with Adako going over to spread knew about Chioma's background and the whole father and mother not being married and how she's a bastard and whatnot. Like for what? Like to what end? To what end? Like there are people that will come, laugh, smile, and be all chummy with you, but behind your back, they are planning your downfall and planning your demise. Like it's just so crazy. Like we got to see that firsthand in this movie, and she even had the mind. She had the audacity to come for the wedding. Do you get like some people are so shameless. So, like after what she did, she still had mind to wear the gele and come. Like she wants to attend the wedding. I'm happy how they dealt with her. It just shows like how people can be and how we should be very careful of who we have in our circle or who we have around us. Because not a lot of people have good intentions towards you. You get, and also the thing with Chalugo's ex popping back in, right? I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section, right? Should she have spoken to Odogwu about it, like informed him about it before things went the way they did. Because I think one of the friends said she should tell Odogwu. That person was like, "Why is she telling Odogwu?" Do you get? So I'm like of the opinion that as far as it was nothing, like nothing is happening. Like I feel like she should have just informed. Not like she's hiding anything, but she should still have told him, "Oh, can you imagine this? The Mr. H that was acting when she got to meet and find out that the Mr. H is somebody she dated." She should have just told him. Do you get, like that's what I think, Shao. And even the way Odogwu, handled the whole thing was really, really nice because he wasn't threatened. Like, have you met him? He wasn't threatened by anybody. And she doesn't want anything to mess with her business. So he doesn't want her to pull up from the deal and all of that. So there's like so much to enjoy, so much to watch, and much love to see in the movie. And also nice, of course, we know Odogwu is a very intentional man. And imagine him saying that the first day he met her was when he went and started building the house for the mother. That was really, 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 really thoughtful. Like you. Anyways, yes. So I think I've rambled on and on about the movie. Like it's a nice watch. Check it out. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Did you enjoy seeing Mama G, Patience with support in this movie? Because I did. Yeah, check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, of course, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.